Welcome to Hybiz News. My name is Suresh Kochatan. Today I have with me a young lady whom I met years ago when she was proposing her first project, a startup. She came to me with an idea which to me looked very crazy. But today she succeeded, and I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. Yamuna Shastri is an entrepreneur in a different mode. She runs CabDost, and definitely we need to know that what she does in terms of what she does will be known to us when she speaks in detail. The founder and CEO of CabDost, a tech-based social enterprise that serves taxi drivers, the community across India, garnering their financial dignity and ensuring inclusion through filing of their income tax returns. Yamuna previously worked with InkTalks in the office of the CEO for 3 years, the InkTalk Masterclass, and was also a professor at Reva University. And before that, she was with the KPMG as a senior consultant in the risk consulting practice. She represented India twice at the Global Entrepreneur Summit in 2017 and 2019 in Hyderabad and Netherlands. She was also a professional fellow at the exchange program organized by the University of Oklahoma and was supported by the Bureau of Educational and Culture Affairs at the US State Department. During the fellowship, she got an opportunity to work with the Goodwill Industries, Tulsa, and United Way. So, what we'll do is, Yamuna, welcome to the show.
Hello, Suresh sir. It's so glad to speak with you. And every time I see you, it's an inspiring mode for me.
Okay, Yamuna, great. Yamuna, what we will do is I will allow you to first speak about yourself. Because I think a lot of the startups and entrepreneurs, every time I put up your story, I see hundreds of comments coming on my Facebook about how you made it in life. And, a lot of entrepreneurs who fail, I think have a lesson to learn from you. A lot of entrepreneurs who want to start their startups can also learn lessons from what you did. I remember your early days were very frustrating. You hardly had any revenue. You're operating out of a small room in Malleshwaram. I remember that having come there. So can you just talk about where did this concept, where did you start basically? I mean, you started working with InkTalks, so we will start from there.
Just to set a context, at CabDost, we work with the taxi drivers, and now we've extended to the other gig economy people like the cab, auto drivers, truck drivers, unorganized sectors. We believe access to financial resources is something that is a huge discrepancy in the country, and the most important thing is they don't have a credible track record. That's the reason we started CabDost, and at CabDost and ITR desk we file tax returns as a first step for financial inclusion, and financial wellness is the vision of the organization for all the gig workforce. So to just go back our memory lane, in 2015, I was having a conversation with one of the taxi drivers to understand whether they they know the difference between the personal accident insurance, medical insurance, what do they have idea about finances. Aggregators had moved from cash to digital economy. Again, there was absolute silence and say, ma'am, we don't earn so much. 2015 was a boom, and they were all crossing the tax brackets, and the income proof was again lacking, and they were paying 20 to 40% rate of interest and being prey for unorganized lending. So this all thought process also was inspired during my KPMG days. Taxi drivers, they're all contract workforce. There is no employer-employee relationship. And in 2011, the situations were not like this. You were getting only 8,000 to 12,000, and there were no bank accounts. Even Jandan was not there. I still remember me getting a PAN card and a cooperative bank account done for one of my taxi drivers who was dropping me. So this was running, and I was just trying to connect the dots. Simultaneously, I met my co-founder Shafiq. He had run a car rental business in Calicut. I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, I have an idea. Let's just go talk to this segment and understand what is their financial requirements." Probably we met around 3,000 taxi drivers every day morning, going from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. talking to drivers on the near the driver parking area or driver mess near airports or on the street near the malls. I still remember one of the drivers He was somewhere around 1,700 or something. He's like, "Madam, you're coming every day. What is your problem? Are you really serious?" I said, "We are figuring out. We have to first understand what are the problems. Then only I can figure out." So I asked him, "Okay, tell me how can we be of help for you? What is that one thing that I can do for you?" It was morning 6 o'clock, and he said, "Madam, I've not filed my TDS. My refund has not come. I'm trying to take a new car loan, and the other person is asking around 18% interest. Instead of repaying my car loan in 4 years or 3.5 years, I'll be repaying it in 7 years." This was a huge block on my mind. 6 o'clock, I woke up my friend and asked him to file a return then and there. And that was a gaga moment of identifying an idea. But how do we validate that? Every time we've been like using Jugaad, at the same time, we've been very frugal. So we partner with Radio City 91.1. RJ Saujanya show, when we said, can we are ready to do a free tax filing campaign because there's absolute zero awareness about this initiative. 3 days we did a 45-second mention. We got around 180 taxi drivers registered on WhatsApp across Bangalore. We had not met any drivers, and that was like a idea to implementation phase of us. Today we have processed around 40,000 tax return. 10 crore refunds have gone back. We are there in 14 cities. We are a regional tech platform in 7 languages. So the journey has been really the patience and perseverance in last 4.5 years. And probably I've done some 5,000-6,000 meetings for Capdos. If you wake me up in middle of night, also I can say Capdos is Capdos, blah blah blah. So that's the level of commitment you need to have. You have to eat, sleep, breathe about it.
Yamuna, that's wonderful. In fact, I remember your energy levels. I think it's awesome. You kind of exhibit a huge energy level in bringing this business to the fore. But what's more important is, I think there are a lot of lessons for startups from what you do. Basically, your idea came from somebody else, actually, isn't it? So it was the taxi drivers who said, "We don't file the tax returns, we don't get a refund," and that is how it started. But I'm sure that at the same time, any angel investor would first ask you what's your revenue stream, and I think you didn't have a revenue stream in the first place, isn't it?
No, so 2016 to 2017, we only did free tax filing campaign because we wanted to understand the segment right. Do we set up a not-for-profit? Do we set up a for-profit social enterprise? What is the business model? How are we going to scale? Are we going to sustain at all? Or is it just going to be a passion project? You need to demarcate that line of thought, right? So we did not register a company till 2017, and then what we decided was, we figured out a model. We partnered with Uber and Bangalore Airport initially, and so even we were the initiators, saying that this is something need of the help. So we set up the financial help desk in Uber, first of its type in the country. That was a path breaking. That's when we said, okay, only if you have a paying customer, business sustains. And when will a paying customer come? Only if it is a need. Even today, considering the COVID, yes, of course, business has impacted. Survival of the fittest is the way forward. But the tax deadlines have extended. Even today, we have a paying customer because that's a need and it's a problem, and we don't need to copy or replicate other business ideas. We have enough problems to solve in the country.
Yeah, Yamuna, when you talk of financial inclusion and when you want to bring these taxi drivers into the entire line of a banking system, a tax refund, filing your tax, do you remember at the end of the day, you are actually adding to the value of their life because they believe that they just drive a taxi. I think you brought in a lot more respectability into their profession. So when you meet them, offhand, not just meeting them like that, but when you meet them offhand, how do you discover, how do you encourage them to actually come and file their returns, understand this entire business? Because I'm sure you've just touched the tip of the iceberg. You must be a huge audience out there who really want to use your services.
Suresh sir, I have to admit this. One of the days, I was sitting with a taxi driver on a footpath, having a coffee cup, and say, what puts you down? Or you work 18 hours in this crazy traffic. And why are you still working? People not treat you. There's no dignity of labor, unfortunately, in our country, right? So the actual people who are serving is not valued enough, right? He says, madam, if we go to a chartered accountant office, not everybody does it too. It was his instance. He said, ma'am, I was not even allowed to sit. That was like, that just literally put me down. How can you even, he's also going to give the same money and you're giving the same service. And he says, even when you go for bank, financial institution, if you say driver, the way they would look a corporate customer versus a driver, this guy is earning 3 times the salary of what other person is earning, right? Or 2 times, or he's working 2 times more than what this person earns. It's not 9 hours, it's 18 to 20 hours. He doesn't even go back home. So that day we decided we are going to reshape this whole segment and bring financial dignity for this segment. It may take time and it may go slow, but we are committed. And there are more than 20 crores people in the country who are unorganized and gig. In that, on the aggregators in the country itself, we have around 25 lakh people cumulatively, where the startups are building valuations on their sweat and equity, right? So at the same time, I really appreciate the new age startups that have come. They're being inclusive. They've started care system. They started vendor system so that they give access to additional efforts. And we can proudly say this is a huge nation building activity, right? More than 3 crore taxes have been paid through our system in last 2.5 years.
Oh.
We have taxpayers, we have taxi drivers and gig workers who are taxpayers, right? So we are trying to build a culture of compliance in this segment. It Even considering COVID, also this phase is going to be to 6 to 12 months of impact on a minimum note. So the tax filing was for the previous 2 years. So we're still educating them and saying you should have the power of purchasing to talk in front of your lender. Say, hey, I have my tax return copy. I have my income proof. I don't want to pay 18 to 24%. Can you give me a 15%, or can you give me a 12% of interest so that I'm a good I have a good repaying capability, right? That confidence is what we're building in this segment.
Okay, Yamuna, I remember you travel a lot. I mean, I've seen you at international sessions, you're speaking. I think you were there when you met President Trump's daughter in Hyderabad, Ivanka. And, how did they recognize you? I mean, did they find you out of like a typical needle in a haystack, or did they know that you were doing considerable amount of work, which is making a difference to the lives of the not so fortunate people?
So actually, I should really admit this. I was working for Ink Talks that has changed my life like anything. So we had started Capdos in 2015, and still you need the bread and butter. So I joined as a consultant at Ink. Simultaneously, I was juggling both the jobs. So Ink was actually working with the Global Entrepreneurship Summit as one of the partners to host a conference. So I was like, let me also randomly try it. There's nothing wrong. I think many people fear to even try. I know we may not be to that level, but we have the power to change within us, right? So we applied one. I'm volunteering or I'm working for a sideline event of GES, and I have also applied. And one day morning, I get an email saying that you selected. I was like jumping, like people thought Yamuna as if am I dating some taxi driver? That's the reason I'm running around. My family thought I'm mad. People ask me to go for counseling. My friends who are chartered accountants said, Yamuna, just do something else. Why are you running behind this? I'm afraid. That was a super validation. You're getting an email from Niti Aayog. And trust me, our selection in Global Entrepreneurship Summit Hyderabad changed the way we think life. It has truly been instrumental. And post that, we represented in OECD Paris. I was so proud after Nirmala Sitharaman. I have represented the country in that place, talking in front of with 150 countries. and whatever we're speaking is translated to some 40 international languages. And we were speaking about how we are changing the tax morale in the informal economies, and there were 150 tax senior experts from different countries, like the CFO of Unilever Global, the revenue authorities of Nigeria, and everybody in the room in OECD, they were awestruck, saying that where did this whole idea come from? How was it even built? And I'm like, this actually, I personally feel we did not chase any. If you see, we've not done any PR, or we've pushed. We did not reach out for any media or anything. So whenever the opportunity we got, we've learned, and we've learned from there and contributed. Um, Actually, we got an opportunity to. I got an opportunity to represent India in U.S. State Department exchange program. I did not want to leave the country for any time, Suresh sir, but I wanted to experience how working works. So I was exploring. So I went on a U.S. State Department exchange program for 5 weeks with University of Oklahoma. I worked with Goodwill Industries. There they have volunteers for income tax assistance. US has 98% of tax base, and it's a 50-year-old effort. They have 60,000 free tax filing outlets.
Wow.
And huge processes. And for 5 weeks, I was like, man, grab as much as you can as an information. I'm like brain dating with people there. So I personally feel these opportunities have helped us streamline the way we are replicating it in here.
Yeah, Brahma, the end of the day, when you look back, I remember for some time, I think for a long time, you did not even take your salary. And to tell our viewers in Highways News about it, a year ago or something, I met Yamuna again in Bangalore, and she invited me for lunch to a place called Burma in Indiranagar, which serves Burmese cuisine, obviously. And end of the meal, I just took out my purse to make the payment for the check, the bill. But then she said, no, no, sir, I'm going to make the payment. We are cash positive now. I mean, that was a moment of realization for me that you have come of age. You've come to a state where you did not have money, to a point where you're now able to kind of take care of yourself, pay salary, and maybe even sell your stake in a company to someone. I'm sure you would have got a lot of offers to buy up the stake in your company.
Actually, it's a matter of what you want to implement. So let me tell, uh, you know, um, 1 year back, one of my cousins got married. I went to a shopping street. I've totally forgotten what shops are there. That's the level of commitment. I've like the whole thought process changed. If I have 3,000 or 5,000 rupees, I was like, oh, we can buy a printer. I don't need this saree, or I don't need this fancy thing. Or that's the same thing with my co-founder also. Right? Okay, if this money is there, probably we can expand in 2-3 cities. Let's not buy a car. We can adjust in a two-wheeler. Or it's all about priorities. And the bootstrap the way we worked was a personally taxing, but professionally it was an amazing journey. It's not a correlation, but what I personally want to say is, not taking money for 4 years, still having the same zeal. Next day morning when you start your day, I feel I'm meeting my first driver today. How I'm every day when I wake up is like, if today is my last day, if I'm dying today, what am I going to give best? I have met around 1 lakh taxi drivers across 15 states. Like, I've done like 4 years of on the road, on the ground. I have sat in Delhi airport parking lot to reviewing toilets in different airports or different places, or where do they look at the sanitation. And that's an amazing feeling. And yes, we figured out a sustainable model to pay 22 of our team members, and we're growing, building tech thing. I just have to say this, when I got the Women Transforming India Award. Same thing. I randomly applied. I keep trying. So actually, to be very honest, whenever I write these applications, there are so many questions. That questions are so intriguing to say what we can do. That's one of the reasons I keep applying. And I got an award from the Vice President of India.
I remember that. Yes.
It was like a thrilling moment. I was still, pinching myself when I'm about to receive the award and I'm going on the stairs. I was like, how many thousands of conversations, how many coffees on the road, how many, at least around 10, 20,000 hours with these drivers, and people thought we were mad. And I'm meeting the vice president. What a thought process change it was. And after I took out, I was like, oh yeah, this is real. Yeah, now you've done that. So I think I personally feel that until unless we don't fix a sustainable model, running a business will be very tough. And for this, I have to be so thankful for all the mentors like you. Have always, I'm sure I've bugged you so much. Anytime I come to Hyderabad, I say, sir, I need that. I am shameless. I need my work. I know I'm building a community, and it takes a village to build the entire ecosystem. I've reached out to you so many times, like that. I have like around some 100 mentors whom I constantly get in touch to say, how can we get this done?
Yeah, Yamuna, wonderful. That I remember those meetings we used to have in the numerous coffee shops in Hyderabad whenever you drop in the city. Now, as a closing comment, what is your advice? I would say, or you want to word it differently. What is your kind of message for the would-be entrepreneurs, the would-be guys who want to start startups, the ladies who want to do their own way, the guys who want to do it their way, partners getting together? Because 95% or 98% of startups will fail. And many people are not ready to take that. Even yesterday, I was reading news that post COVID, about only 4 months of cash is left with many startups. So, in such a scenario, what is your advice to startups, ones who are looking to, float a new venture?
Uh, Sir, actually, in 2000, in the last recession is when Uber came, when the most of the unicorns came. I think I just have two things to personally say. It takes that sheer commitment to believe in the idea you're building, and you should be ready to take iterations, feedbacks, constructive feedbacks, and aggressiveness in chasing the work that we want to do. These three things can change the entire world. And I always say the universe has a plan for us. This is my wall. If you put all your thoughts and universe conspires putting it done. And personally, for entrepreneur journey, it's a matter of what you want to choose. Choose it right, and embrace failures. We have failed a number of times, and the only thing is, next day morning you wake up and say, okay, this did not work, how can we make things work? If we don't cherish the moments of failure and learn from it, the growth is just not only in startups. We are not going to grow anywhere. And I personally believe it's also even for me in my personal journey. Also, my father had not spoken to me for 3.5 years.
I remember that.
Battling
I remember that.
personally also. I'm sure many people who are listening to me, the families are worried. What is this child doing? And it's a matter of concern too. But I think you need to be like laser focused for the work that you're doing. At the same time, I personally believe it should not be too much of capital intrinsic. Whenever you feel you're getting on a sunk mode, pause, take gap, revisit, restart.
Wonderful, Yamuna. I think you have captured it so beautifully well. Ladies and gentlemen, if there was a model that I need to uphold and say, here is somebody who made it in life, despite all the setbacks, personally, financially, professionally, everything, it is Yamuna Shastri. And I'm sure, Yamuna, next time you're in Hyderabad, we'll have a longer conversation with an audience that is there, maybe take you to a tea hub or somewhere else, and so that you can talk to.
VHub has changed our lives. I have to. I was about to wait for a closing remark. So, when we got through in Global Entrepreneurship Summit, KTR sir said committed, and he set up VHub. And Jayesh Ranjan sir has mentored us throughout. Deepthi Ravula and Vaishnavi and Varun, it's an entire team in VHub. Trust me, we're in Bangalore, but trying to relocate. VHub has handhold us like anything. Even today, they reach out. We're part of the Community Slate program of VHub from Australian Aid. The mentorship support that we've got through VHub is such an immense change in Capdos. I am so thankful that we're part of. We are part of government of Telangana. We are part of Telangana, and you may see me more in Hyderabad. So.
I think Jayesh Ranjan sir also made an offer for you to relocate to Hyderabad, your entire operations, I think so.
Yeah, Daddy, so I'm just waiting for the post-COVID stuff.
Thank you, Yamuna. Thanks a lot for coming in. I know you always, even at home, you're working constantly. So thank you very much for speaking to other Tribals News. It was wonderful interacting with you. And I'm sure hundreds and thousands of youngsters who have plans in the mind will always remember what Yamuna Shastri spoke about. Thank you very much.
Thanks to Hybris and the entire team. Thank you.
Thank you very much.